here's another edition of Highlights of the Week. I have two things for you. First, I'm going to hand this over to Greg in a moment, and he's going to tell you what's going on in the vineyard. It's really an exciting time, a lot of green showing, and he's going to tell you what's really going on out there. And then, have you ever wondered what the roses in the vineyard are all about? I'm going to tell you why they're there, and it's kind of neat. So stay tuned, and here it goes. Take it away, Greg.
So hello everyone, we are out in Block 1, Cabernet Sauvignon, one of the oldest blocks in the vineyard, and we are at a stage in development. We are well past the early bud break. We're into early bloom stage. It's actually called early inflorescence. And these little guys here are sort of pre-flowers. They're going to be developing soon. So we are doing a lot of nutrient testing, making sure that the vines have what they need. Flower set and fruit set is one of the most critical nutrient need times of the year, so we're really careful with that. But the other thing we're doing is called suckering. And suckering is, these have been carefully pruned, but there's lots of little volunteers that are coming in that we don't really want, because we want just the fruit that's going to have good form and have the right balance. So we start just plucking these off this time of year. And I know this looks terrible and freaks you out, but it's going to look a whole lot better of anything that's growing in the wrong direction. Anything that's going to take away from the health of the plant, we move away. This is the origin of the phrase, "See you later, sucker." And later, Ryan's going to tell you the origin of the phrase, "Don't cut corners." See you in the video.
Hi everybody. I often get, a lot of us here get asked about the rose bushes here. And I'm here to educate you a little bit on why we have rose bushes in vineyards. A couple different reasons. Back in the day before we had tractors or fancy tractors, which we have now, we used horses for farming. And what used to happen before we started planting rose bushes at the end of the grape lines is the horses would go down one grape line, turn to go down the other side, and in the process scratch their sides up against the end post and loosen it and create havoc on the trellis system. It'd be like this domino effect that would ruin the whole trellis system. So they started planting rose bushes, thorny rose bushes on the end of the grape lines, so the horses would have to walk around the end post and they didn't scratch up against it. And that's actually where the term "don't cut corners" comes from. So that's where that came from, a little bit of history there. The other reason is roses are very fragile flowers, and grapevines are very resilient plants. So if there's something like a bacteria or a weather condition that's going to affect our grapes and our grapevines, it'll actually hit the rose bush first because it's more sensitive to the elements, and we could be proactive. Greg and his team could be more proactive in preventing that from happening to the grapes and grapevines themselves. So that's it, rose bushes for you. All right, thanks folks, have a great weekend. It's starting to get really busy, the sun's out, and it is starting to feel right back to our rhythm of consistent busyness now that that bad weather is gone. So have a great weekend, stay safe, and thank you for all you do.